New Springs, welcome to another episode of Everyday Gospel here. I've got my two friends, Chaz and Noelle Hollins. You guys know them well. They've been navigating the stay-at-home order just like the rest of us, maybe a little bit better because they're pretty good at it. I know they've been working throughout this whole thing. So maybe you guys want to tell us a little bit about what it is that you do for work while you've got kids at home.
Sure. Thanks for having us, Gav.
Sure.
So I'm in medical sales. I work for a company called Virtuox. We're a diagnostic lab and considered essential. So I still report to the office 4 days a week. And we've been, as of recently, trying to help physicians interface with their patients remotely with our telemedicine platform. So that's really it. Trying to help our customers get through this epidemic together, and keep people healthier and happy at the same time.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah. And then I teach Zumba 3 times a week. I'm an independent consultant for Arbonne, and I'm also a teacher to my 3 kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Many hats these days at home.
Yeah. You've got to be so many different things at the same time, which a lot of people are doing. So I'm interested. How does Zumba work online 3 days a week?
Zumba is very interesting online. Very different feel from a normal class. One, I have all 3 kids at home, so you never know if they're going to join me in a little dance or if they're just going to provide pure entertainment for all my students and fall on the floor, have fights, yell and scream. It really just depends on the day. But my students, they're understanding and just very thankful that I'm taking the time to teach Zumba on a platform that doesn't always cooperate, like Zoom. You never know. X might be bad, I might be frozen. The way I'm dancing doesn't match the rhythm of they're hearing on their end, but we take it day by day and make the.
They're like, man, Noelle is just off today. She is not on beat.
You're not on beat. What's going on?
Meanwhile, they got the low-grade internet. That's why it's not working. Well, so you guys have 3 kids at home. What are their ages, and what's it like parenting 3 children at home during this epidemic?
Well,
our oldest is Charlie.
Okay.
She's 8, and then we have twins, Jacob and Kendall, who are 5. So with their age right now, Charlie's finishing 2nd grade, and the twins are finishing VPK, preparing for kindergarten. So none of them are independent learners. So for me, on my end, trying to be the teacher at home, it's very time consuming, and I have to use a lot of things. And have them practice patience too, because it takes time for me to teach them their subjects individually or get them situated for their goals or their assignments, get them logged in. I know sometimes with older students, it's a little bit easier for the parents because they can just kind of set them up and go, where I have to be hands-on the other time for all of them. So,
yeah.
And my time is limited, so I do my best to be as a parent as I can without administering too much discipline, but it is what it is. At this age, children, what they need is consistency. And I believe most important right now, they always know what to expect. I mean, children they'll test the limits, but they just need to know consistently, if this happens, then there's a consequence or reward for that action. And so we just try our best to be consistent with them.
Good.
Be consistent, stick to a schedule. Even like the simplest thing, like when it's time for school, please don't cat Rocky, because Rocky's not at school right now. Like, leave the cat alone, come sit back down and finish doing your little things like that. Lots of distractions at home. But we try to stick to our schedule. They know what to expect once school does start, which helps.
Okay. So I was kind of saying to you guys offline before we started recording that I personally, from a distance, I admire, you judge a tree by its fruit, and I know your 3 children from our time at church, and I think they're respectful, they're well behaved, and I think it's a testament to you guys as parents. Own job, trying to teach the kids with the 2 little ones entering VPK and Charlie entering into 3rd grade. what's it like, or I should say it this way, what is God teaching you throughout this process in relationship to your kids?
For me, I would say exercising patience and grace when it comes to working with the kids, understanding that, they're young, and it's going to be messy at times, but still just having patience with them, not allowing myself to let small things upset me. I may be a little stressed out from work and need to decompress a little bit, and just understand to just really take a breath, take a step back. Don't major in the minors, as they say.
Right.
And really, grace. I mean, God's our Heavenly Father. He gives us grace.
Yeah.
I mean, we're messy all the time. We go our own way. And so, in our children, they do the same thing. They're gonna be disobedient. They're not going to listen the first time around. We still discipline them, but at the same time, do it with a loving hand, and make sure that they understand that we're there to correct them, and we're not doing it out of anger.
Good. Yeah, that's good. That's important to hear. I'm glad to hear that from you guys. Our God's a gracious God, has expectations, but of course we get lots and lots and lots of second chances. So it's good your kids are able to see that out of you. What are some things that you guys do to keep it fun around the house while we can't go out anywhere? How do you keep children and keep yourselves entertained?
She's awesome. She is awesome at this. I'd have to, I mean, I wish I could turn the computer on. There's paints, there's rocks right there. I mean, she finds something for them to do. I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, it's okay. Find different ways, like things around the house. They wanted to paint, but they just got tired of painting on paper. So I'm like, all right, let's go find some rocks around the house. So we grabbed rocks and we turned that into our painting project. They want to go on a scavenger hunt. I took old Easter eggs left over from Easter. I hide them on their playground, and they wait. I bring them out. I'm like, okay, on your mark, get set, go, and they take off. And then they go look for these eggs that are hidden. Or we blow up water balloons and we throw them in the pool. It's just thinking of the little things, singing competitions, dance contests, dress up time.
Wow.
Makeup time. They want me to put makeup on them, the girls, not Jacob. They want to put makeup on me. I just clarified.
Good. That's where Chaz steps in. Hey, on the line here.
Yeah, bike rides, walking. I mean, Jacob learned to ride his bike without training wheels during this time.
Wow, congrats.
I don't know if it would have happened had we not been in quarantine, but, he learned that day one.
That's right.
Wow. That's really cool. That's right. It's important to keep it fun. I'm glad you guys are able to do that. Hopefully this ends soon. I know we're all in that space, but at the same time, there's a lot of blessings I'm even noticing as a parent. And, my kids are obviously younger than yours, but just being able to see and notice things that maybe I wouldn't have if I was working all day. Maybe my wife wouldn't have if she was at work all day, but now we're with them and we get to see just the little joys that they have throughout life, and learning that patience that you talked about. You have more opportunities to use it when you're at home all day.
That's right.
That's for sure. So we obviously want to be praying for you guys, praying for each other. I know people know you, they've seen you, maybe not as connected, but someone who's watching this from the church who wanted to pray for you, what's something that they could lift up?
With this quarantine time, it's given us an opportunity to learn each child individually. And that's something that I didn't allude to before when you asked about what's God teaching us. But I'm learning the strengths and what each of my child is tailored to do. And that's really neat, because I think sometimes as parents, we tend to, force what we want them to learn or how they develop, and each one develops differently. And I've noticed that we shouldn't put the same type of pressure on Charlie as we do with Kendall or Jacob, because there's learning styles and different capabilities with each one. So as far as a prayer request is that we would be, more in tune during this time with our children. I guess my wife, she spends most of the time with them, but myself as well as a leader. Yeah. We don't have a building that we're collectively meeting at right now. So that we would just continue to impress on them the same values that we would be getting had we had been meeting every Sunday.
Cool. Okay.
So spiritual growth.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely be praying for that for you guys, for the whole family. I know that's a question everybody has. It's a little bit, when you've got that normal rhythm of, okay, Sunday we're going to church and you guys are going to go into the kids area or you're going to sit with us. A little bit of the spiritual development is kind of taking place just by nature of being in the church environment. But now having to be home and not getting to go to a building to do church, it's important, of course, to continue to think about that spiritual development. And none of us know how to do that perfectly. So a little extra grace from God, who's willing to give it if we ask for it, we'll continue to pray for that for you. Join me in that prayer for me as well. I want the same thing. For sure. Well, I'm glad you guys were able to take some time out of your Saturday and chat with us. I know sometimes talking about your own life just seems like a routine, mundane thing, but trust me, as I hear it, and I know as others hear it, it's cool to see you guys doing well. Really cool to hear that the kids are doing well, that you're able to have fun, have structure, and be in tune to what God's teaching you as well. And I hope it blesses those who hear it. Any other thoughts you guys want to share before we take off?
Just take it a day at a time, the change for us as well for the kids. So we're going to have our good days and our bad days and just make the most of it. And tomorrow's a new day.
Amen.
Miss you guys, man.
Yeah, I miss you guys a lot. It's cool to see you both on this Zoom call, but it needs to be in person soon. So that's our other prayer. Corona, get out of here.